Meeting order. This is a public hearing for Monday, October the 9th, 2023 at 5:30 p.m. And I'm just going to do we done did the local prayer and everything, so we will just go on into it. Okay.
Mr. Manager, do we need to do a roll call public hearing?
We
I think
might do.
don't we?
It wouldn't hurt.
Probably
yes, sir.
do. Let's do one.
Because in case something comes of it, that's correct.
Right.
Okay, let's do a roll call. Mr. Burson?
Present.
Mr. Pope?
Present.
Mr. Lucas? Mr. Barner?
Present.
Where's Lucas?
Where do y'all go find him? He's probably out in the hall somewhere.
Okay. We'll give him a minute here, come on.
He ain't going home, his stuff's still over there.
He's got his glasses down there.
Yeah, all his telephone's still there.
Oh, he, I don't know where he's at.
Last trying to get hold of him on the telephone.
We go on.
Let's get started.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's, let's go ahead. On the, this is our Ware County subdivision regulation text amendment. And I'm gonna ask, James, if he would come up here and explain it to us.
Scott, he's back there with Jennifer. I just thought about it.
Oh, okay.
She's back there talking about that.
Do we need to wait on them? We got the,
They're coming.
okay. James, give us just a minute. Okay. James, if you would explain these changes that you're asking for on the subdivision regulations
This
and
is,
add.
thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. This is a request to amend the Ware County subdivision regulations by adding section M is the main topic. But we did change some other stuff in the subregs, and I won't read them all, just kind of give you a brief synopsis. So we basically just changed it to add the Ware County engineer as one of the parties reviewing the plats for drainage and so forth.
Yeah.
That's on page 6 under section 4. And it just gives me some guidelines and telling me what I've got to do to send it over there to him. And then we changed the timeline as used to, you could submit a plat within 10 days before the planning commission, and we would forward it to the meeting, but we're changing that to 30 days to give us time to look at it. And then also we added a checklist, and saying that the checklist has to be completed. And in one section it said that a fee shall be paid to the planning director. I changed that, the fee shall be paid to the planning and codes department. And then the biggest change amendment is adding section M, which is basically adding RV parks language to the subregs. And those start on page 23. So basically, currently we don't have any regulations governing RV parks. That seems a thing to be coming, new trend. So what we're requesting is to add section M, recreational vehicle, RV parks, and commercial campgrounds into the subdivision regulations. And it's pages 23 and then 24. Although, do you want me to read every one, or you? For y'all?
Is that on the, everything you got in red?
Everything in red, yes, sir.
That whole thing, okay.
Be a fast reader.
Is this gonna be added?
It's gonna be added to the subdivision regulations, yes, sir.
So read it.
Basically, we just kind of in a nutshell, we created a buffer distance away from any residence of 200 feet. We stated that you have to have at least 5 acres to develop an RV park. Then we added square feet, lot sizes for an RV park, which it's, if you have perimeter camping grounds, which is tents, then you have to have 360 square feet for tents. For an RV site, it's 1,200 square feet for an RV site. Then it says on the RV site itself, you have to have at least a minimum 100-foot road frontage. You only have, you have to have outdoor lighting around. You have to provide some recreational activities, whether it's a walking track, so have you. And then develop some guidelines for the streets, which the streets don't have to be paved, but they have to be an improved surface such as milling material, crusher run, so forth. What the chairman called an all-weather road.
Okay.
And then it's got some residency requirements, and then some site design standards for when you're developing one, so we see where the water's going and so forth.
Do we have any RV parks right now?
We have one that is actually established on Scapa US 1. I've got one being built currently that's been, it's been designed. It's being built on New Mexico and Wally Road. In that corner, it's about a 6, 8 acre tract in there. I've got one that has applied for septic tanks out Brunswick Highway. I've got one that's applied for some septic tanks or some stuff out Acock Road. I've got one at Jacksonville Highway, so we've got a bunch of interest in people wanting to build.
But we don't have one functional right now.
I'm sorry, we got one functional. We've got one that a guy built, it's only like 12 lots. Now he's looking for something else to do because he ain't getting any tenants. So, but we've got a lot in the hopper.
What did you just talk about, had 12 legal.
It's in Palmetto Place, right off Smith Lane. It's right there on Smith. It's about a 6 acre tract in there on Smith Road. Is it Smith Lane? Smith Lane.
Is it zoned for something like that?
It's not zoned at all.
Let me ask you something, James. You got anything in this thing about dogs or anything? Like somebody came in with a load of pit bulls, he have a right to just take them down out there anywhere? Is there any, don't you
don't
think
have
we ought to add
anything about
something that
that.
they
I'm
couldn't
not-
have?
Sorry?
Don't you think we ought to add, what y'all think about that? Something about, sometimes you don't never know who's coming through with
You mean talking about somebody
different
that's
kind
got a
of
bunch of,
dogs that's maybe not.
That ought to be the responsibility of the park owner as far as the dogs and stuff, wouldn't it?
Well, but it should be in regulation that they shouldn't be able to have them in there.
Well, we've got a,
know.
the county ordinance about leash law,
Yeah,
so they can't just allow our dogs to run all over the campgrounds.
okay. Well, that cover it.
but like I say, I think too, that whoever owns that park, they could have that in their regs also, couldn't it? You know, about,
They should.
they're regulating about the dogs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe this will help us keep a bunch of the riffraff out.
Well, that's the ideal, is to have some regulations to ensure that we have the parks with the,
Regulation.
parks, the quality parks and not, just drug houses.
Okay. Reason I mentioned dogs, I got a fella moved down there by me, he got moved dogs down there, that man, I'm scared to walk down that road.
If he's letting them run loose, call us, I'll send somebody out
They
there.
all hitched up, but man, one of them break loose.
They would,
I had my 38 with me, I'd be, lay him down or something. Man, bad dog. Okay, anybody else got any questions?
On page 25, you'll change all these dates and names that are wrong in here.
Yep, it's got Chairman Tyson on it. That's been, what, 20 years ago?
Well,
That's when they were adopted.
And all that'll be updated.
Sam
We'll change
Gibbs,
those.
clerk.
Can you put in there, on the section that, and remind people that they are required to meet or follow the Ware County leash law to address Chairman?
We can add a letter.
Just add it as part of this regulation.
You need to-
Part of the park.
We can add a letter.
Thank you, Jerry. Yeah, follow that police law too.
I like the part where you got, no recreational vehicle space shall be rented or occupied for a period of more than 90 days. That keep people from homestead and these total
Right.
stuff.
so the most they can say is 90 days at one time.
They pull it out and they put it back in.
You know, I was about to say, that's all they gonna do.
Yeah, he used to hook up and put it down the road. He got it, air tired up and bring it right back.
That's what they do, honestly, that's what they do in Florida, they got the same regulations in Florida, and they just lock jump.
Right.
If they're gonna be more than 90 days, but it's usually, if somebody's there more than 90 days in a, RV park, it's usually a construction worker or
Yeah.
somebody at a hospital or something like that, so.
And sometimes they move in on projects, they're gonna be building a project, sometimes they last a year or two, so naturally they'll stay there, may stay there a year or two.
Well, and a lot of them, a lot of parks offer, you'll stay there during the week, and then they'll move your RV side off the lot, and then when you tell them when you're coming back, they'll move it back to another lot for you and tell you what lot it's in.
Yeah. So 90 days as long as you can stay in one spot. Okay. Anything else?
That's good to me.
Okay. Y'all recommend that he add anything or take anything away from it before we agree to it?
Just what Commissioner Pope.
About them dogs.
About the dog, just add that,
By the county lease law.
leash law, okay. All right. Okay, we got anybody that oppose this thing? Do we have anybody oppose this? Adding these rules? Nobody opposed it? Okay. I guess we just carried over to the vote. Let's
Yes,
carry
sir.
it over to the commission meeting. All right, commission comment? I hear a motion that we close this here.
So move, Mr. Chair.
I'll second it.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Close the hearing, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion. Hearing's closed. Okay, we'll, let's go on, y'all ready to go on into
Yes,
the,
sir.
meeting, or we need some time?
Yeah.
I think we're ready to roll.
Y'all ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go into the regular meeting. Okay. Scott, you took out everything and you got
Yes, sir. Actually, it was, the first two items was removed.
removed the
So-
DOT agreement
Yes, sir. So it starts with the bid award of 2023.
purchasing policy, okay.
By the employee of the month.
Employee of the month.
Approval agenda. employee.
Yeah, we gotta do, yes, sir. We gotta do the top part. I thought he was just asking about the other.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Yeah, employee of the month, yeah, but I was just asking, is this, all the ones he had on the agenda was down here, and he removed
Should-
some of them.
yeah, should
Okay,
be
we'll
4
go back. Now, we need we're gonna call this meeting to order, this is our it's 5:46. We call the, regular meeting to order, and, we don't have a guest speaker for the meeting, so we got a employee of the month, Michelle Matthews.
Just approve of agenda, I believe. So we get
Well,
approve-
oh, yeah, let's go back and approve the agenda, thank you, Mr. Burson. I skipped over one there. Did I hear a motion that we approve this agenda?
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
Got a second?
I'll second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Let's vote on it. Mr. Burson?
Aye.
Mr. Pope? Mr. Lucas? Mr. Barner? Chair votes aye. Okay. Now, we'll get around to the, we don't have a guest speaker except, do we? Okay. We got an employee of the month, Michelle Matthews. Teresa, come up and explain.
Good evening.
Okay,
Had
thank
a
you.
marathon meeting today, didn't we? We're gonna mosey right along. So the Ware County Board of Commissioners would like to recognize Michelle Matthews as Employee of the Month for October 2023. Michelle began her career with us as a 911 communications officer in October 2007, making this month her 16-year anniversary. She has served in that office ever since, but has gained other concurrent roles. She not only works the radio full-time, but she is also now a supervisor and training officer. She received her supervisory training from the Georgia Public Safety Training Center and exhibits that in her interactions. Michelle was nominated for several reasons. She graciously exhibits so many of the characteristics that are necessary to be a shining success in 911. She interacts well with subordinates, management, and the agencies we serve. She's cordial and respectful and follows through with directives in order to acquire favorable outcomes. Michelle has brought new ideas to the department to streamline interdepartmental communications that have proven to be very effective and efficient, helping to create a harmonious atmosphere within the department. Her dispatch skills are immaculate. She is very compassionate and caring to callers and is always professional in any situation. She manages to always keep a steady and calm disposition while taking calls no matter the level of emergency. Michelle has an innate ability to understand people, and that gives her a skill set that enables her to be effective in communicating with people from all walks of life and in varying levels of emergency. Michelle has been a huge training asset as well. She recently trained a new staff member who had no previous dispatch experience, and within just 4 weeks, that trainee was working the radio and call taking independently. That is commendable. Finally, as a supervisor, Michelle works 12-hour shifts plus overtime when needed in an effort to help keep the department running smoothly. She is an amazing asset to our 911 department and to the citizens of Ware County. So let's congratulate Ms. Michelle Matthews as Ware County's Employee of the Month for October 2023. And I have Michelle and Ms. Faye Cooper, our 911 Center Department Director, if you'll come up too.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mr. Matthews.
Thank you, Teresa. Okay, now we'll get on the agenda items. A, for bid award of 2023 emergency roadway repairs. Any discussion on it? So I'd ask for a vote.
Chairman, make a motion to accept the bid award for 2023 emergency roadway repairs from Scruggs Company.
Okay. Got a motion and a second?
Second.
Got a second. Okay, any discussion on it? I'd like to, add something to that if we could. I don't know if, is there any chance that if we had another pothole or two, Scott, could we go with a percentage to extend this contract to any if have to?
No, sir, because
You can't-
it's a cap at that 200,000. So what you'd have to do is probably batch up some more,
Okay.
and just do another batch of those, as long as we
Okay.
stayed under the $200,000.
Okay. I know it's not gonna cover all of the patches.
Right, we still have more to do, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
we'll-
Yes, sir.
We'll have to do it again. Okay. All right, we got a motion and a second. Let's vote on it. Mr. Burris?
Aye.
Mr. Pope?
Aye.
Mr. Lucas?
Aye.
Mr. Barner?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. All right, D, Dixie Union Road and Telmore Dixie Union Road drainage repair project. I hear a motion on that one.
I make a motion to accept this Dixie Union Road, Fillmore Dixie Union Road drainage repair project.
Okay, got a motion,
Second that.
got a second. Any discussion on it?
If we don't go ahead and get these roads fixed, we're gonna have some big problems within a year, because they're starting to deteriorate fast. I
Yeah,
went
we're-
down yesterday, and you don't go down at 50 mile an hour, hit the top of your,
We've got several of them need fixed.
right?
Okay, let's vote on it. Mr. Burris?
Aye.
Mr. Pope?
Aye.
Mr. Lucas?
Aye.
Mr. Barner?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Okay, the C, funding request, Okefenokee Gateway sponsorship.
I make a motion that we
Fund it.
accept the funding request of Okefenokee Gateway Getaway sponsorship, as Mr. Jason Rubenbauer presented to us from the WWDA for the amount of $2,500.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Do we need to
Where's that
stipulate
money?
that it would be going to the Development Authority?
As far as the payment,
Yeah.
is that something we can make the check out to you all, to the Development Authority, and go it that way?
You can make it directly to the Okefenokee Swamp Park.
Uh-huh,
That would be easiest. and
Okay.
I can hand deliver it if you like.
okay.
We made ours out to the Swamp Park.
Okay.
Can you do that, or need to be with authority?
Okefenokee Swamp Park, is that an incorporated entity, or is that just,
It's a 501c3 organization, just like Action Pact, and
I would do it to, if you don't mind, and I know it's one extra step for you, but I would do it to our local development authority and then let
Right.
them.
Let him
spend it on
disperse
what
it.
they do.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it'd be like a
check.
grant, $2,500 to Development Authority.
Okay. Any more on it? Okay, we got a motion and a second. Let's vote on it. Mr. Burris?
Aye.
Mr. Pope?
Aye.
Mr. Lucas?
Aye.
Mr. Marner?
Aye.
Chair vote aye. Okay. Okay, approval request. The Ware County subdivision regulations text amendment. Okay. James? You come up here and you done told us all about this now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna change anything on that? We're gonna add anything to it? I think we need to make a motion though that we, add to what Jerry said about the,
Leash law.
Leash law.
lease law. Can you put that on there too?
Yeah, I'll just, add a letter R.
Okay,
It says pets, and this, the leash law, leash law applies to lots within the RV park.
okay. That's all I want. Anything else?
And I'll update it, the names on page 25.
Chairman, I move we approve the Ware County subdivision regulations text amendment with the amendment with the leash law as we've discussed.
I second that.
I got a motion and a second. Any more discussion on it? Not, let's vote on it. All right, Mr. Burson?
Aye.
Mr. Pope?
Aye.
Mr. Lucas?
Aye.
Mr. Barner? Chair vote aye. Okay. County manager report.
I don't have anything, Mr. Chairman, only to try to get some clarification, and forgive me if I might have forgot what, on the Pascal Road, was there some sort of consensus of where we need to, in what direction we need to go now? As far as what you all would want to see done, did y'all want to look at, I know, mentioned stuff about paving, do we need to kind of start looking at that to see what it would take and so forth?
Can I comment on this?
Yeah.
Can we check with the Fullers to see if they be in favor of selling us enough land to pave that thing all the way through instead of stopping at their landline? I mean,
Okay.
somebody reach out to them. I mean, it's gonna benefit their property to,
Yep.
make it more valuable. I mean, all they use it for now is just agriculture, they're not growing any cows or anything like that.
Right.
They've got cotton fields on one side of it.
Yes, sir, we can. And that's what I want to try to do is figure out more or less what the consensus was, so that way we can start moving in that direction.
In the meantime, we're still gonna have the surveyor to go out there and
Yes, sir.
stake it out.
Yeah,
where
that's-
the, blind curve.
Yes, sir.
And I would hope that would be good if we could do that, like say, with the curve and situation, and also, possibility of paving that, and be done with it, cause Smith Road, like I said, it is paved, and it's right there in proximity to, Pascal Road.
Well,
So as discussed, for Mr. Wallace to do a preliminary design and come back with a paving plan, is that what we talked about, Mr. Chairman? You brought it up.
yeah. What, I mean, I don't know if we need to go all the way through there. I'm going to have to back up on that a little bit, because I think we're to just go from Smith Road, maybe half a mile or something. You can only, if we're going to pave this road through there, you look at Slash Pine down there, it needs it worse than that one does, really.
Well, Splash
We
Pine
got-
already on the list to be paid, right?
It is.
This is
That's-
on the list too.
that's
but
on the
it's way
regional.
down. What we're gonna jump
It's on the
ahead.
regional list that we just submitted. And I think it was approved, wasn't it, Brandon / Pine? It wasn't on the list?
It ain't on the list.
on the list,
It's
But it
on the
ain't no
list, but
more.
it ain't,
it did not get,
it ain't approved.
All right, yes.
Have it been
we-
approved yet, or has it been
It
approved?
wasn't on the list we got back from them,
So
so,
you've gotten the list back from the T-Splosh people?
yes, sir.
Will we be given a copy of that at some point?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
We got a copy.
Yeah, I
of
sent it to you.
How far is this road all the way from Wadley Road all the way back around to Smith Road?
Probably a mile.
It's about, it looks to me just right around a mile, maybe just a tad more than a mile, because I measured some of it today. And up to that first cattle gap was 4,500 feet. The first one by Mr. Littlejohn's, and then on around was right about a mile, I think, not unless Brandon knows right off the top of his head.
miles 5,280.
5,180 feet.
5,280 feet a mile.
I'm not saying pave it before we have these other roads we already got on the list to be paved, put it on the list. Just ones we already got planned, just go ahead and get them paved now, Splash Pine, stuff like that, figure out a way to pay for them. Put this on down the list to be done later on.
I think
I'm not gonna
that's,
put this road in front of anybody else.
yeah, but I think this is in Timmins District, I believe. And
Yes, sir.
I don't know what his desire is, but, you know, only thing I can do is think about, okay, this gentleman's been here for years, I don't know how many, what,
Long
15
time.
years or longer.
Been coming up since 2009, I believe is what he
And
said.
then you, instead of seeing this week, doing this emergency thing for this week, talking about doing this, and, you know, I would just be feeling a certain kind of way that, hey, you know, I mean, when is it gonna get around to me?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's Ware County's a big county, we got a lot of land mass here and all, and got a lot of dirt roads.
Miss Davis wants that road paved out there in Bursville too.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But Miss Davis hasn't been up here every meeting like he
called
has
me
for the last
about it
15 years.
The chairman keeps me
I-
in
I-
the
I-
hot seat with my honor on that.
I move that we go ahead and do whatever's needed to be done to go ahead and get this taken care of. Get it handled for all the families out there, not just Little John's.
Right.
All the families.
Well, I would say go half of it, you know, you go half of it. Well, you got the money for the whole road. Pave it to the, huh?
They'll be happy out there if you secured right away and just cleared the road.
I didn't hear what he said, what,
He said they would be happy if they just cleared and grub it, you know, and kept, I guess, the ditches, I guess.
yeah.
What was the reaction from Mr. John a while ago whenever somebody asked him about paving the road or whatever? What did he say? Who asked him that?
That's what he wants, is paved.
I know before he's asked for that. Maybe
He's
the
asked to pave it.
couple, 3 meetings back when he was here, he did ask about having it paved. Primarily, and then he insinuated it when he talked about Smith Road being paved and that, so, yeah.
He also made mention of that other blind curve
Mm-hmm.
right past that one at the same time, same meeting.
Well, why don't we instruct our county engineer to come up with a cost factor on
I think
it?
that'd
See
be
what
good.
it come up with.
That'd be good with you, Tim?
Okay.
I'm good with just fast tracking it, getting it done.
Dustin said he just ran it on the computer and it's about 1.4 miles.
1.4 miles.
I think it was, From Smith
About
Road
mile and a
to
half.
Monty Road.
What will it cost us, you think, Brandon?
I go back and look at some similar projects and like the budget numbers we used, that we just generated for the, regional list. I do know that part of the issue with our list that we just got back was that they bumped our numbers up a lot. And I know timing is gonna have a lot to do with that, Chairman. You know, if this list is maybe gonna be a few years on the horizon with different bands of money and where all the projects fall in those different slots, that might have been why, but they bumped our numbers up on the estimates. And in other words, they didn't use my numbers. They, you know, if I had 2.5 million in there, they would put 3.5. And so they tacked some extra room in there in the budget for each one of those projects. So we submitted all of our projects, and they went down as far as that $25 million figure they had would go, and it cut off, there, I think about 7. The next project would have been the Slash Pines Road. you mentioned
Do
earlier.
you think these people would donate the land, being they want the road paved?
That's a great question. It's a great question. We might can talk to.
If they want it that bad, it look like they'd give the land.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for the
I
right
mean,
of
I
way.
would.
Yeah, for the
You
right
come by
of way.
my place, I'd still give him right away.
Yes, sir.
I'd
You can ask that question.
I'm
today.
pretty sure if they, you know,
That'd
That
be
was-
part of your, maybe do your assessment on part of the cost, if they give you the land.
Okay, I'll look at that, Commissioner. Thank you, sir.
That might
It's a
move
big
the
raise you
project
got
up a
there,
little closer to number 1, you know? Way,
Yes.
way back there on the back.
That, the right-of-way acquisition is
Cost.
a time-consuming thing. It costs, you know, a lot of money to do that. It takes a lot of time and effort for everybody involved.
Yeah.
That's probably the longest part of the whole project, of any paving project, is that right away.
It's the right of way.
You got to quit claiming to you.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
There's a lot of different ones down through there. Some of them may not even want it paid.
That's
And they
correct.
go,
There's usually at least one.
yeah,
I was on the commission 25 years ago, we didn't buy 1 square foot of any right of way whatsoever.
If you wanted it paid, they gave it.
They wanted paved, they granted right of way. Right, Scott?
Uh-huh.
yeah.
If you didn't,
Some
if
of
you
the-
didn't donate the right of way, you move down to the next one.
That's one of
Just
them.
That's
move
right.
it.
Road wasn't paved long time ago.
I know one fella offered another fella $1,000 to get him to sign it. And he was a neighbor down there. He said he wasn't gonna sign it. He said, I'll give you $1,000 to sign it. He signed it. He give his right away, so that fella down the road bought it, you know. So, I mean, if they want it paid, tell him to buy the right away for it. We'll pay it.
Sir, I work for you, Chairman, whatever you tell me you want us to do. that's what we're-
Let's get a price on it then and see what we can do. And,
Send a letter out on the property owner, see if they'd be willing to,
if that's not gonna be a through road, do we have to have the 80 foot? Can we get by with the,
We
We built that road on
can try
50
to, we can try to squeeze it in, Chairman, and we've tried to do that, and you've seen some of the projects we've done, and it doesn't always work out like we want it to, but we'll do whatever y'all want to do.
I mean, if we build it, we need to build it to last. We don't need to just throw asphalt on top of dirt and keep on going.
You get some steep back slopes is all I'm talking about, you know, you've seen some of these roads we put in on, try to squeeze them in there.
what did we get on Smith Road? What's that right away?
60. I think it may be 60.
60.
Yes, sir.
Smith
Some of
was
those
60.
areas around those creeks where you got a lot of ditch coming that way, it gets kind of deep. We had to.
Yeah, seems like the other end of Smith Road is wider than that end is. I believe they got 80 foot on the other end. Yeah,
Yeah, Michael said he thinks they got 80 feet on the original paved portion of Smith Road.
80 foot.
Off of 122, thinks they got 80.
Yeah, it was 80 foot, wasn't it? Yeah.
And, we kind of, that topic has come up a lot since I've been here, and it used to be 80 feet was required, and you get a lot better looking project.
Oh, yeah.
When you have those nice flat back slopes and everybody can mow them with their lawn mowers, it looks really good.
We're right there where all the houses are set, and right after the top of Smith Road on the Pasco Road, them houses within probably 30 foot, it's a dirt road.
Shoot, they right up
They
there.
right on next to the dirt road.
You're gonna have a problem, a little bit of problem with the right.
We might have to pipe some ditches or
You
some
go.
things where we got some houses that conflict with, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can come
Get
up.
it, I guess, get a price on it?
Yeah, is there any ideas on like what program y'all would see me using to pay for that? If we decided we wanted to pay that, is that something y'all wanna do with regional money or?
Well, then Scott can make a recommendation where it comes from.
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Brandon. Okay. Any more comment? Anything else?
Commissioners' comments? I'd like to know where we stand with Torrey Circle, Mr. Michael or Mr. Brandon. And also received actually a home visit and several phone calls from a gentleman who has some property on Arnold Road. Says the road hadn't been pulled or the ditches hadn't been pulled in a while.
On Arnold Street,
Yes, sir.
I can address that. Mr. Shubert, have you visited Arnold Street?
Mm-hmm.
You see cars parked in the way?
Mm-hmm.
Need to move cars.
Yep. Cars are in the way, the grader can't even fit down the street. So 30-foot right away, if I'm not mistaken, and you cannot get grader in there with cars parked in the way.
Okay.
So the cars need to be moved.
Yep.
So the cars need to be
So if
moved.
the cars need to be moved, we need to
They're
get,
don't even have tags on them.
need to get the Ware County Sheriff's Department deputy out there and go
Yeah.
put the
Tell James
little
to go
orange sticker.
move.
There's a sheriff right back there.
There he is.
That's not a
You don't
sheriff.
want Matt going out there.
He's the county.
You don't want Matt
Can you
going
put them orange stickers on there?
No, no, my James, he's the code man, he's a deputy,
And then have them towed if they don't move them?
he's county
Okay.
police.
Well, he'll put the orange sticker on there, give them 3 days, and if they ain't moved in 3 days, they'll tow them.
He's gone.
What if the dog have
Got a dog tied to it?
Got a dog tattoo.
Well, that dog must have been under the truck when I walked by the other day.
How?
I'm glad he didn't come out.
Tory Circle, it's on the regional,
It's on
it's on the regional.
It's on the LMIG. If, in front of you is the project list. If it's there up under upcoming projects,
Yeah.
you'll see it there for the LMIG dirt road
They're
paving.
doing survey on it right now.
Really?
Yep.
This is your T-Splosh list, right?
How are we coming over, I think we had a conversation about
Various
Emerson Park.
ones, but it's not T-Splosh.
Still coming good?
There it is,
Thank
it's
you.
on that.
That's all I got, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
My turn.
Okay, you got that Ware County Board of Commission Transportation Project, the Splosh, the T-Splosh funding. Y'all looked over that?
That the one he just had when we came in?
Yeah, right there. You got
That's
a
the one I
copy
just
of it.
folded up.
Is this,
Now, this total also includes the overpasses in it, right?
yeah,
Yep.
how is the Albany Avenue overpass coming? You heard anything on that?
Yes, sir. They're in the process of doing some of the, I think it's called, was it horizontal design on the overpass? They've had a coordination meeting coming up fairly soon with CSX to try to go ahead and handle some of the issues that they think might be a problem. So it's supposed to be within the next couple of weeks, but they're moving forward on it. Yes, sir.
Good.
When are they gonna give us a projected price tag on that thing?
Once they meet with CSX and then come up with another preliminary plan, if anything's changed, and then recalculate.
Okay. On the US one overpass, have you had anything from DOT on it lately?
The last meeting, correct me if I'm wrong, Brandon, the last meeting is they're out there, they've been doing some more borings. They had to pull back and get out of their right of way. And, so I think they've already made contact, written contact with the property owners about right of way at this point. And, at that point, that's where they are right now. They had to extend the project for 13 months, up to 13 months. They don't think it's gonna take all 13 months. But they had to go back and do some more geotechnical work like they're doing now, because they've had to make a little bit of design change with that because of CSX requirements.
Had to make it a little higher and a little bigger, didn't it? A little longer.
Is that when they came in, we had an increase in the price, or that was all?
That's the Albany Avenue.
Albany Avenue,
Yeah. And
okay.
so, and that increase in price that they talked about on the Albany Avenue overpass, was because they thought that, well, they don't know for sure right at this point, but the CSX, they thought that CSX had right of way further on both sides of the tracks. And from what they've been able to see with some of CSX's data, they don't. And that's part of the meeting they're gonna have pretty soon to clarify and make sure that they're seeing that correctly.
So if it's not that much right away, that price will come back?
Back to where it was, or close to it, yes, sir.
Mr. County Manager, I know from previous accidents working, I think Jimbo can attest to it, Chief Schubert can attest to this. As far as my understanding of railroad right-of-way, when those arms come down, they own everything in between those arms. On the outside of the arms is city or county, wherever they're at.
Yeah, it's where their line is, their right of way line.
Yeah, it's wide.
Cause, you got some areas that are,
10
some
foot?
that are 100, 175, 150 foot.
Yeah, some of the
Yeah.
right of way is 400 foot
Yeah.
wide.
The one out in Jamestown, it goes all the way out into the road. The highway.
Exit Baptist Church.
Yep.
Okay, what about the closing of the crossings out on the Brunswick Highway. We heard something on that.
I'm gonna touch base with them in the morning and find out if they still want to move forward with a public hearing for them to be able to come, and I wanna be able to advertise for at least 2 weeks for the public to be able to be here to ask questions and such.
I got a question back on the Albany overpass. Are we prepared in case this thing runs a lot higher, where we gonna get the money at to finish it with, or, I mean, what's your plan?
Not at this point.
We're gonna get that from the Barnard Trust Company.
I'm spending it this week.
Yeah, and that really depends on how fast we can move well, it depends on the design, and once we know then, I think we would know how much money. I would hope that we could, go talk to DOT to see if they're willing to help. I was told that CSX would help, up to 5% of the total cost, whatever that is. So that's that's not a lot of money, but that's the kind of things we're gonna have to huddle up about.
Well, $12 million, that'd be 600,000.
Gotta get a building. Okay, any more?
Well,
Anything else?
only thing I just like everyone just to remember the situation that's going on in Israel right now. And,
Yeah.
You know, it's such a bad situation, and we don't know how that's going to evolve. So just keep those people in prayer, you know, and that country and all, and it's just kind of come out of nowhere.
Yep, so it is.
And they got Americans that have been killed, and some they think might have been captured, and you know, so taken hostage. So it's just a bad situation.
It is.
Our newspaper editor, Danny Bartlett, his daughter, had, what was it, kidney or either liver transplant. We need to remember her in our prayers.
Really? Okay. Anything else? No more comments? I'm gonna ask for a motion to adjourn.
Make a
So
motion.
moved.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.